Good morning. So glad to be here with you, coming from Bend again, where it's now raining instead of snowing. So hopefully we'll have an amazing year this year without any forest fires. So I've been thinking about the kinds of people I work with in my practice and thinking about the kinds of concerns that they have. And one of the primary things that people say to me is that they don't understand what happened to their relationship. It's all this question of what happened to us. What happened to our passionate, connected, romantic relationship, the way that we felt when we first met, the fact that we couldn't get our hands off of each other, that we were always feeling connected and attracted to each other. Like, what happened to that part of our lives? And now we're feeling, either irritated or bored, or there's a lack of passion, a lack of intimacy, a lack of affection. So the whole question of what happened to us is really true for pretty much everybody who works with me in my practice individually, or people who take my classes or workshops or group programs. It's this question of what happened to us, and also what happened to me. Like, how come I don't feel like this sexy, kind of alive, vital person that I felt like when I was younger or at a different time in my life? So this may be you, this question of what happened to us, what happened to me. And, usually people answer with like, life happened. Life, like, what is life? That means things like, we got busy. We maybe had a baby. So we had a difficult pregnancy. There's an article that one of my good friends sent me yesterday talking about like why marriages go through these periods of sexlessness. Like, what are the concerns that people are having during these times? And, I read the article, and it's really about life types of things. For the most part, things that are related to, normal activities in life, things like somebody gets pregnant and, there's hormonal changes there, or just all of the stresses and exhaustion that come from having a baby. Maybe somebody is going through a menopause, or their power dynamics that are happening in the relationship that keep the couple from feeling really turned on and connected to each other. Maybe they're having some kind of other health concerns. There might be some cancer diagnoses or other kind of chronic health issues that people have. This happens, really much more commonly than you would think. And also there's a concern for lots and lots of us about privacy. So we've had our whole family visiting for the holiday. It's been so busy. I have 6 kids, and they all came home, which is a huge blessing and wonderful thrill for Jim and me. And that it just also means that they've all been sharing pretty much one bathroom with their spouses, and there's one baby. And if you follow me, I have this adorable grandson. And so like just tons of stuff going on in the house and around the house. Not a super romantic time for these couples, I'm guessing, because it's been so busy. And a lack of privacy can really impact your relationship over time. That means that you lose on opportunities to be connected as a couple. If one of you feels like you want more sex or intimacy than the other, then you might feel rejected. You might feel bad about the way your partner's treating you. The person who wants less sex or intimacy usually starts to feel guilty or like something's wrong with them. So this is kind of the parts of the things that happen to us, right? This is what happens to us, is that life happens. So what do you do about that? I feel like I say this constantly, but the number one thing to do is to have some kind of conversation about it, and some kind of self-acceptance about like, okay, this is a time that we're in right now. It doesn't mean our whole life is going to be sexless or lacking in intimacy. But right now, we are not really feeling connected in that part of our lives. And that doesn't mean it's going to be a permanent condition for us. One thing that I do suggest is to set up sometimes for intimacy and connection. So maybe now date night has a tendency to go off the rails because it becomes boring. But how can you do something where you have a time set aside for the two of you that is, maybe it's not called date night, maybe it's a special time together, maybe it's just, time when you get a sitter and you have, you maybe sleep. Honestly, most of us are sleep deprived. Something to allow the two of you to feel like you're nourishing and nurturing each other as a couple. maybe it's some time when you can do something fun outside, or get connected to nature or to each other in a different way. Maybe you like to go to a fun bar and listen to music or something like that. But whatever it is, it should be something that allows you to feel more vitality, because we get so much in the grind and there's no passion. So figure out a way to find some privacy that allows you to feel more connected as a couple. And then if you have some health concerns, just be honest about it. Like, we have some health concerns that we're working on. Talk to each other about that. And then do what you can, because you don't have to be the same kind of passionate couple that you were when you first met. That isn't required for you to continue to be that couple, right? You don't have to be that couple in order to be a good couple. So you can still, the us of you can still be there through the years. Jim and I just had our 39th wedding anniversary. So we're coming into our 40th wedding anniversary next year. It's, things have changed over time. We have a huge family. We have all sorts of things. We have some health concerns. So we are working through these things as well. And I understand how, it's tough to continue to be like feeling like you did feel back in the day, still right now. So those are the things I would recommend. Try to pay more attention to your relationship, like carve out some time for yourselves. And this is a good time for making a New Year's resolution. Like, in 2023, we are going to have more time for each other. We're going to, have date nights that really matter, not some kind of just like go talk about the kids or talk about work or talk about your mom or whatever it is that you're talking about that's not connected to the two of you. Somehow figure out a way to have a more connection to each other as partners, rather than as just parents or co-parents or whatever other roles that you're in right now. Focus on your health. See how you can do something despite the health concerns that you've been facing. If that's what's happening for you, maybe you have an injury, maybe you have some kind of thing happening with your energy level. Maybe you have some kind of specific chronic disease that you're dealing with. And then the third thing is to get some privacy for each other, like find some way to prioritize your relationship so you have some private time so that you can have these conversations. So many people talk to me in their cars. So maybe get in your car together, like get a coffee, sit in your car, or have a drink in your car. Of course, remembering that if you're drinking in the car, even if the car's in the garage, it's still potentially illegal anyway. But do something that's fun for you, that gives you the sense of connection, expansion, vitality. And yeah, you're like, we're almost there, 2023. I hope you had an amazing 2022, but if you didn't, there's a good opportunity. A new year is coming up. Talk to you next week.